we're just gonna give it a minute because it takes time to. Oh, there we are. All right. I think we're there.
Good
Hi,
afternoon.
everybody.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Happy Monday, right?
Happy Monday.
Moving Monday, moving Monday. I'm Dawn.
I'm Risa.
And we're good friends.
And we want to be your friend too.
Yeah, we do.
So if you haven't joined us, we are here to share all things healthy. So just what we've learned over the years.
Healthy and natural.
What we've learned over the years,
Yep.
like how we eat, how we exercise, where we spend our money,
how we move,
how we do self-care, habits, all kinds of
things
stuff.
We've learned, new things that are coming down the pike for all types of things healthy.
Yes, all things healthy.
All things healthy. And so Risa here has done this her whole life. That's kind of in her DNA of bringing people to learn things like that.
And you have been helping people. Yeah, we know she has good shoes. Nice shoes. I mean, cute shoes today. Every day, a different pair.
Aren't these fun?
We're gonna call you
I got these at a thrift store at the beach with my cousin.
Oh,
aren't they beautiful?
She knows where she got every single pair of shoes. So yeah, she loves to help people and has been doing that all her life and paying it forward. And she's great at putting herself in other people's shoes. But we just want to come and share. So our question for you today, if you're joining us, if you've never joined us, we are just here to share all these things that we keep learning. And today we wanted to know, do you practice self-care? So drop a yes or a no in the comments and let us know, do you practice self-care? Is that something you do? Do you know what it is? I mean, for the longest time, honestly, I had no clue. Like, what was that?
And I think
self-care?
maybe sometimes we think that self-care is this thing that's way out there for people who eat bonbons and watch TV.
Right.
And so all day, and that's just not the case. I think that things have changed, particularly in the past, in the current climate that we're in. We are understanding the value of needing to get up and move around and taking care of ourselves.
Let's see if we can share.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
We're just
we're doing a little technical issues here. Welcome in. We're glad you're here. If you're watching the replay, drop hashtag replay in the comments bar for us.
And let us know, do you practice self-care? Also, if you have other female friends that want to join us, definitely reach out and tag them. We would love to have them join. Okay.
So if it would be possible for you guys, if you missed our last episode, you can just scroll down and check it out and make sure you do the hashtag replay in that one as well. But so we know that you like learning new things, and the more the new things that I learn, the more I kind of want to know and understand about. And so that's where Risa and I have kind of made a huge connection, and we've had a lot of fun learning new things. And we know that you are constantly growing as well, and that's something that is important to you. And maybe that's been a little lost, and we're excited to maybe bring that back around in your life. Like, don't you want to go on a fun girl vacation? I mean,
yes,
we have talked about these new fun things to do. I mean, when do you have the time to even think about doing that? We're looking forward to doing some fun stuff. And instead of like spinning your wheels, I mean, I've been this huge vortex of energy, taking care of my kids and taking care of other things in life. 4 plus a couple that straggle in and live with us from time to time. So
she has a house full.
It's a lot of cooking. It's a lot of cleaning. It's a lot of being on top of the thing and taking care of everybody, and tons of fun. Not to mention a lot of fun.
It's fun, but it can be tiring.
However, very tiring.
And you can put yourself on the back burner. Anybody do that? Any of you put yourself on the back burner?
Oh, man, raise your hand.
I did that for years. I didn't even know what self-care was.
I mean, that's actually part of the story of why I'm here now. I think over the past 25 years of motherhood, each year with increasing in joy and energy, I poured myself into those things and making those things happen. But yet somehow I was not getting as much.
Well, because I think we are filling up everybody else's cup on a daily basis. So if you're making kids lunches, or you're making dinners, or you're taking them here, you're taking them there, you're helping with their homework, all that stuff you're doing, you're constantly filling up their cup, but nobody is really filling up yours. And so at the end of every day, it's like empty. You're like looking in, there's nothing there.
Right. And I don't have time to look at my cup at the end of the day.
No, we didn't. So that's kind of what we're talking about, especially like if you're a single mom, or you're even a grandma taking care of a bunch of your grandkids. You know, it's really easy to put yourself on the back.
Part of your job.
yeah, because that's what we do. So we are going to share, this is going to be a 3-part series on self-care. So if you do self-care, post in the comments. Like, I would love to see what you guys do.
And what that means for you,
Right,
like what
what
the
it means for
definition
you.
of self-care means. And I think that now we probably all know a little bit more that it's not just we're all going to go on a girl vacation.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
not really.
Or
I mean,
some-
that's like the kind of the epitome. Oh, we're all going to do self-care, and I'm going to leave everything behind, and I'm going to go have fun somewhere. That's
Well, I
really
wanna go
not
do
the.
that.
Well, I mean,
We need to
we
plan
definitely
that.
have
We
to
really
plan
do.
this.
That'd be fun. But I think
jumping
I always
in.
thought of self-care as just being like getting a manicure or pedicure.
Ah,
But there's sort of different aspects of self-care. And so
Mhm.
today, Thursday, and next Monday, we're going to talk about 3 different parts. And today we are just going to talk about basic self-care.
okay.
So like, what does that mean? Basic self-care. That just means your basic needs. Because I know that for me, when I was working full-time and I had my kids, we had activities, we had all kinds of stuff, basic self-care is just taking care of you at the basic level. So
like you care for others. The basics are you have to
like,
feed them.
Feed them.
Right.
So do you ever like find yourself saying, I'm so tired, I'm just gonna grab something in the fast food line with the kids? You ever find that?
That happens. And
Because you're
also,
too tired to go home and cook.
well, or I'll eat later, but then the later never happens.
Later? Sunday, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it never happens.
You know, one that gets me, and maybe y'all can identify with this. It's too late to fix something good. So I've got to, or healthy, or right. So I don't have time. Like it's 5:30,
Right.
and I'm not ready. Has that happened to you?
Has that happened to you? Post in the comments. Yes, no, you ever had that happen? Yeah, and it's just, so
Yeah.
all those things are really easy to just not.
Hey, Carrie, welcome
Hey,
in. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see
Hearts.
you. Hi, Walter. Thanks for watching and jumping on. Good morning. So those are some of the things that we dealt with, like in our life, taking care of everybody else.
Right.
And so other things like are hydrating. So that's another basic one. I think for 21
What is
years, I
hydrating
did not
again?
hydrate. Drinking water.
Just straight
Just
water.
drink water.
My goodness.
Yeah, just drink
Does
water.
coffee count?
No.
Iced
That
tea?
dehydrates you.
Iced tea?
Caffeine dehydrates you. So you really need water. And no tea. No, you really just need water. I used to hate water. Did I tell you I hated the taste of water for years?
Really?
Ugh, hated it.
Was it in
Yeah.
the drinking water? Is that
It
kind
didn't
of
matter
part
what
of the
kind of
problem?
water it was. It really,
Really?
it didn't matter. I just
Do you
did
know,
not
I have
like
a good
water.
friend who's very sensitive to
I mean, any
the
water.
water.
Good water, bad water.
Any water
I
can't
just
hardly
didn't like
take it.
I don't know. Maybe that was partly because I was dehydrated. I have no idea.
Well, I
But
remember
had
when
to,
we
like-
first started this, and I started working on trying to improve my own habits and taking care of myself, and we'll get into a little bit of that. But when you said to me, you got to be drinking half your body weight in ounces, and I was just like, no way,
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen.
So what did you do? Like, because I have a system now of how I know how much water I need to drink. So what did you do? How did you help that?
And again, when Risa offers me suggestions of how to do things, I'm glad to hear what she has to say, but I'm not exactly glad to let it absorb in immediately or without a little kickback. But you did say,
She wants to know.
I
but
want
she
to know,
doesn't
what
wanna
do I
know.
do? Please help me, because I
But she
need
doesn't
to.
like what you
I
tell
know
her.
I need more water, but I'm not drinking enough water. I really would prefer coffee or tea.
Wouldn't we all?
Do those seltzer waters work? I mean, does that help? I mean, will that do it for me? You're like, no, it needs to be water. So you said, I got the system. You gave me the bottles. And so what she does, and I think she's right. So here it is.
Here it's out.
In
Just
order
here it's
to
out.
drink, let's call it 64 ounces of water a day. If you set out to do it and you fill your water bottle, which is, I don't know, 24 to 36 ounces of water, and maybe you get to polish that off, and maybe you fill it up a little bit more, you're still not going to hit your 64 ounces. So what she was recommending to me was that I would pour out all the water that I wanted to drink in a day into whatever containers that were available to me. And, it doesn't really matter, and have it available first thing, part of your morning routine, I fix my coffee and I fix my water. And so when I started doing that, of course I had to track it. And she asked me, have you been drinking your water? Have you been drinking your water? Like, yeah, I've been drinking my water.
Accountability, it's great.
It is, it's important. And the
it's
alarm
important.
thing, just like you told me with the
Yeah, the
vitamins.
water alarm, same thing, like, so
So
yeah.
that was
So that's like one thing, because just like when I was dehydrated, did I say that, for 21 years while I taught high school? I mean, seriously. So this is what I drank. When I taught full time, I drank a cup of coffee in the morning, just 1 cup. And then at lunch, by the time you got to eat lunch, you had like 15, 20 minutes, and I had a salad. So who can eat a salad and drink at the same time? So maybe I drank a little bit. And then I didn't drink water because then I'd have to go to the bathroom. I couldn't leave my classroom, so I never drank. And so I was really never thirsty because I was just all dried up.
You were all dried up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then at dinner, I maybe drank a little bit of something. I didn't do sodas or anything like that, but I just didn't drink. And so I was always irritated. And, when I started drinking water, I felt so much better. It was crazy. I really noticed the difference in my mind and how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a big thing. And most people really are dehydrated. Not very many people drink too much water.
8-ounce glasses of water a day.
So if you make this picture, then you kind of know. So that's one of the things. And a lot of people don't do that. So your basic self-care is just feeding yourself, watering yourself, or hydrating. And what's another one? A basic one that we usually don't do.
Well, probably sleeping.
Yes.
I mean, studies have come out now to show that our bodies do, the things that it needs to do in the sleep. Now, of course, if you're growing kids, you're like, you need to go to bed so that you can grow. And that's kind of my byline with mine. But I didn't understand.
Are you talking about if you're growing kids, like you're pregnant?
No. Well, you could, that could be part of it. But when they're little and you're getting them to grow.
You're getting them. Okay.
Right. I kind of feel like their job is to grow. Like that's their job. So I kind of make that their job. It's their job to grow. But anyway, sleeping is very important for many things.
So lost.
Growing kids. Yeah, not like I'm putting them in a pot, water.
Okay. Sleep is important because when you sleep, everything's happening in your body.
What's happening when you sleep?
All kinds of stuff, like you're growing muscle. So if you've been working out and lifting weights, that's when your muscle grows. And like your brain is cleaning out, like all your memories are getting all filed away. Yeah, your brain's getting cleaned out, your body's repairing, like lots of stuff going on when you're sleeping. It's really important.
Wow.
And we've listened to years of, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I don't need to sleep now.
No.
Yeah, you really need sleep. It's like really important. Also, like for people that like can't lose weight or they're not losing weight, a lot of times it's because they're not getting good sleep. Like you need to be able to sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just really important.
What about the habit we get into? I can't go to bed. Like, what is it supposed to be? 8 hours or something like that?
Yeah, somewhere in
between
there. 6.5, 7.5, 8 hours. Kind of depends. Okay. They say 8, but honestly, I think it really depends on you and your body.
Okay. So what if I'm saying I can't go to bed because I'm not going to go to bed before the kids go to bed?
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, you just have to figure out that, like, what can you stop doing? Like, and how old are they? It depends how old they are too. Because I know a lot of people that when their kids are like high school, they're in bed before their kids because their kids are up. Of course, it's really important for your kids to get sleep too. Right. Really important for them. Okay. But yeah.
So sometimes I find myself saying, well, I'm going to stay up another hour so I can get this thing done.
And then that becomes like 2 hours.
An hour and a half. And then all of a sudden everything gets quiet and you're like, oh, this is so nice. I'm going to stay up and soak up the quiet.
And then it's 3 a.m. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. So we'll talk about some solutions or some ideas for you, those kinds of things. But we definitely want to get more sleep. So do you guys get enough sleep? Anyone out there? How are we doing out there? We get sleep? I need a reminder. Put a reminder on your phone, Carol. She needs a reminder for this. Hi, Suzanne. Thanks for jumping on. Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
Good to see you.
All right.
So do you guys have problems with your sleep? Drop that in the chat. Let us know. And if you have good suggestions, let us know that too, because our suggestions might not be yours.
Right. And honestly, there have been times when I close my eyes or I sit down, I'm asleep. And then there have been other times in my life where I lay in bed and I am awake.
Yeah.
Often.
Also
And
because your mind's going a mile a minute.
absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
kind of thing. And then we have another thing that we were just going to talk about is like overscheduling yourself. Do you ever like overschedule yourself? So then, I don't have time to eat healthy, and I don't have time to hydrate, and I don't have time to sleep because I've overscheduled or I've double booked.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, gee, anybody watching, I've never double booked.
yeah, I've done that.
Ugh.
I've done that. Like, how often have you done that? So
well, when you have a routine and you can get on top of your time like that, then it's going to be something that will benefit you. And what we're saying is a basic. So we got basic as nutrition, basic hydration, the water,
like exercise, if you can go exercise, because that used to be the main thing that like got kicked out of my routine. So like I would start I'm going to start exercising, walk on the treadmill. We used to have a treadmill. And then something would happen with life or more activities or too much schoolwork.
And you lost that 30 minutes, or you lost that 45 minutes.
The first thing to go, which that was for me, because like I needed to do that, but it was always the first thing to go.
Right. So when you overscheduled, first thing to go is generally your own care.
Exactly.
So what can you do? What can we do about this?
We're here to tell you that needs to be the first thing that you schedule. So one of our suggestions was have a coffee break or a tea break with yourself. Like sit with yourself in a quiet place and kind of assess, like, where are you? Like, what are you doing well? Like maybe you get to bed on time every night, but you're not feeding yourself well, or you're not hydrating at all. Those basic things. So actually sit and look realistically at what you're doing.
Right. I watched a webinar with Nancy, and she was like, you need to have a little plan. I mean, if you don't take the time to make this plan for yourself, it won't ever happen.
Exactly.
And so unless you're pursuing some New Year's goal of some sort, then at the beginning of the week or on Monday morning or Monday night or any time,
that fits,
just for you. Carve out the 10 minutes and say, okay, where am I in taking care of myself? And that was another thing we talked about here, that where can you take the 10 minutes just for you during the day, not the planning phase here. What we're first talking about is making a plan, right?
Right, first make a plan. So
what do I need?
Look at what you're doing well, what you need to
what would help
improve.
me?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I asked you. What will help me? What should I do first? And that's why we were at the water.
And then we're just going to like pick one thing at a time, right? But look at where you are. So like if you're not hydrating them, the first thing you should do, I would say, is get that on track, and then get your food on track.
How important? Okay, so how important that you just said it. So hydrating, but how important is it for me to eat right? Like,
well, that makes a world of difference. Like what you're putting in your body makes how you feel. Like you'll see such a difference. So if you're always going through the fast food line because that's just convenient because you don't have time,
not always,
right? But just, I mean, if you are a lot, that's not making you feel good. That's like sucking the energy out of you.
Okay.
Like seriously, processed foods and sugar and all that stuff, it really does. It sucks the energy out of you. And when you eat healthier, you have more energy.
What if you really don't know?
You just good.
I mean, that just seems overwhelming to me. When you say, "Oh, Dawn, you should eat healthier," I was like,
right. Right. That's when you need to get somebody to help you. You really do. And somebody who's just going to give you one thing at a time. Like we did with Dawn. With Dawn, the first thing was just you need to hydrate yourself. That's the first thing you did. So once you kind of got that down, we moved on to something else. And just little bitty steps. This takes time. It's taken me years to get here. Right. So those are things you want to do. But figure out when can you sit and plan and assess what you're doing. So that's the first thing. And then another thing is once you kind of assess and you make a plan of what you're going to do, you also need just time for yourself. Like maybe all you can fit in is 10 minutes, but honestly, you deserve 10 minutes. You really deserve 30 minutes or an hour. Seriously.
Like, what do you mean by for yourself?
To do something for yourself. Like maybe it's just taking time to plan your meals for yourself or for you and your family because you want the whole family to eat healthier. Like that might take 30 minutes that you need to do that. Okay. Or you just might want to sit and like read or sit outside by yourself, not being, mom, right. Not being, I used to feel like I was picked at all day. Just having time for you to sit quietly, maybe
Yeah.
enjoy your cup of coffee or a cup of
Quiet
tea.
time. That's
Yes.
what I think of. When I think of for myself, what I really want to do is I just need a moment. I just want a few moments that
Yes.
are genuinely mine. And it takes me half of that time just to calm my mind down enough to like relax.
And figure out what it is that you want to do. And the other thing is, if you're, we have lots of people that are here really trying to stay in my routine. Yeah.
That's it.
And
Absolutely.
it's hard, isn't it? Sometimes it's hard.
That's right.
Your dreams need to move into your plan. Yes, totally. I agree.
And you know, when I first started the journey, I was not taking care of myself at all. I mean, I wasn't even going to the doctor on a regular basis. I mean, I went to one, right? So
Yeah,
that was my first step into trying to take care of myself was I'm going to schedule an appointment with my doctor for a regular annual exam and blood work. I mean, just the basics. And then go see a skin doctor, go see the eye doctor, and go see like the gastro doctor, and you know, just some baseline things that I felt like would be good to know and good to have a bead on. And that was my very first step into self-care.
Yeah. So you need to, again, assess, figure out what is it that you need to do and take some action.
Yep.
One little step, that's it. And then the other thing is to like, if you can teach this to your kids, or if you're a grandma and you're teaching it to the grandkids, that you like, this is my time. Like I kind of wish when my kids were younger, I had sort of taught them that, you know, mom's going to take these minutes and you're not going to come bug me for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You go do this and I will be right with you. But like, I never did that. Like if they wanted me, boom, I was there. If they called, you know.
Right.
Like
I remember being a little overwhelmed
like
and somebody telling me it's okay that they can sit in their room and read, even if they're little. I mean, obviously not babies, but I mean, you know,
they can, because that's good.
We need to take this quiet time right now because I need a little bit of work.
Because it's good. They need to learn that. At least I believe that. I believe kids need to learn that, because then you're teaching them that taking care of you and taking your time is good for you. Now, some people have tons of alone time. They're like alone all the time, right?
Yeah, that's different than self-care time.
Some people, you know, don't have any. So basically, our goal is to try to help you make a plan and really focus on some of these self-care, because some of y'all said that you had some trouble there. You don't do that enough. So this Thursday, we are going to be talking about another aspect of self-care, and that is looking at knowing what your limits are. So how many of you say yes to everything? Like people ask you for stuff. Yes.
But you want to say yes.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to.
It's okay.
Yeah. But sometimes, do you say it too much?
Don't know.
I don't know.
We're gonna have some fun talking about that one for sure.
Yes, on Thursday.
We're so glad that you've joined us today and talk a little bit about something we believe is really important. We care about you. Important. And I'm Dawn.
I'm Risa.
We're good friends, and we want to be your friend too.
Yes. So thanks for joining us.
We're glad to see you.
If you're enjoying our series, please share it out with your friends who want to connect. And we're going to look into starting a Facebook group. So if you would join us in that, like, would you join a Facebook group if we were in it and we were sharing all sorts of cool things? Yeah. What do you think?
It would be wonderful. We'd have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
By the way, don't you like her necklace? This is fun. Y'all have a great day.
Because I don't know what I'd be wearing.
That's not true.
Well, we match
pink. So I got the pink and the pink for today.
She's so cute.
Y'all have a wonderful,
have a wonderful Monday, and we'll see you on Thursday. Bring your girlfriends. Come join us. Or if you're not girlfriends, guys can come too.
Of course.
Anybody that wants to learn new things.
New things about being natural and healthy.
Yes. See ya. Over and out.